how to deal with negative people, toxic people, and how to not be in a fragile state. Okay? Necessarily, people don't have to be toxic. I'm going to cover the whole aspect of this. Well, there's the possibility that people are basically just toxic. They're just like narcissists. They like putting people down. Or it could be that you're just very fragile. It means that even though there's no bad intentions, people are simply not giving a shit. And it's not necessarily something bad, but you're reacting to it badly because you're in a fragile state. Okay? If you're in a fragile state, it means you're overly sensitive to stuff. Okay? Which can happen as a result of not having your self-esteem in check. Like if your self-esteem is shit, right? If your self-esteem is shit, then the only way to fix it is through something that I'm going to be talking about today. So, it could be a combination of both, because people might be normal, but then when they sense weakness, they become very toxic. That's what happens. I would say it's more common than you think. Why? Because pretty much everything in this world is about power, right? So if somebody senses that you are shy, introverted, quiet, reserved, what's going to happen is that you'll suddenly be taken advantage of. If you're very nice, if you're polite, if you're all of these things, right? You'll be taken advantage of people who will try to dominate you, right? Dominance is a real thing, and this is something that people don't talk about because they think it's dominance. Well, it's kind of this, adult content fantasy, where people like dominate each other, put each other into like different sort of like bondage gear. Like, no, it's not about that. You don't see animals doing all of that weird stuff. Not judging if you're into that, but just saying, right? And there's these people who are gonna say, oh, but we're not animals, we're humans. Yeah, but we are we are animals. We're just evolved, extremely evolved, right? We could call even aliens biological form, right? We are DNA. We're literally the same thing. Like, we have so much fucking in common in our DNA. We're literally just evolved animals. I'm not gonna argue about that. That's the truth. Accept it or not, right? Since we've evolved, dominance is not about violence anymore. If you take a look at animals, they are not evolved, and they have literally no boundaries. They have their dominance is solely just overpowering through force, right? So it's physical. When it comes to humans, we have evolved so much that it's no longer physical, although it can be in the right circumstances. But generally speaking, it's not physical. It is psychological, it's emotional, it's verbal. Okay? How do you deal with this? Well, it's just like in the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's about when you are weak, you should appear strong. But when you're strong, you should appear weak, right? Because people take advantage of weakness. So although you are in this state, you must do everything to maintain a powerful frame. It's about power. It's about power. That's what I learned in my past relationship. And then it reflected upon my whole fucking entire life that everything is within power. Everything is power. Okay? You may come from a place of love. You may come from a place of innocence, like I did, from naivety. No, everything is power. It's not about love. It's not about love. It should be. I do agree. It should be about love, but it's not. It's about power. And if you begin to lose power, you are in the worst position ever because you're losing. You're losing, and you're about to get yourself messed up. Okay, everything is gonna go messed up if you don't take your power back. So, what is power? Power is, like I said, dominance, but it comes from self-esteem. It comes from self-esteem, confidence, power, self-esteem. That comes from self-esteem. Okay, so when you are in a fragile state and you feel like you're talking to people and then you feel like it's attacking your vulnerability, feels like it's just not pleasant, everybody's negative, it feels like you're very sensitive because somebody who has a very, very, very high self-esteem would not react to this at all. In fact, a person who has very, very, very high self-esteem would not even flinch when it was actually something negative and toxic and confrontational. So the fact is, you have such low self-esteem that even normal conversation becomes a threat. It becomes like negative. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the fragile state? Well, you got to fix your self-esteem. How do you do that? Well, from my experience, the only way to feel good about yourself is to gain confidence, and you do that through competence, right? Confidence is gained from competence, from experience. If you're a competent human being, if you drove a car only once in your life, you've tried it, how can you be confident about driving the car? You're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. You've driven a car 1,000 hours. You're an experienced driver. Are you confident or not? Of course you are. Experience, 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 experience. That's the only thing you need, right? And experience, I'm not talking about like random experience. I'm talking about positive experience of something. So, what is positive experience? Well, I would say it's positive reinforcement, as I like to call it. Positive reinforcement is essentially this. If you do something, right, you do something, and then you have a positive experience, and you prove to yourself that you can. For example, when you were a baby, you fell down, but you started walking again, right? You went up, learned to walk, and then after some time, you learned how to walk. Now you're walking. Now you have gained more confidence, more self-esteem, because now you're, I can walk, I'm the man, right? That's how the baby thinks, and it becomes more confident, and more self-esteem goes up, right? So what you need to do essentially is to prove yourself that you can, that you can, that you can, that you can, that you can. Okay? So it's about achievement. It's about achievement. Take a look at your life. What have you achieved? I'm not talking about like superficial stuff, like, okay, I'm not talking about like very, very advanced, high achieving things like becoming a millionaire, making tons of money, getting all them hoes. Not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about achievements, realistic achievements. So for me, I can tell you what boosted my self-esteem. It is essentially things like getting a driver's license. I'm in a car. I literally gained not only confidence driving, but like in my entire life, I'm like, yes, I can. Studying, getting a good grade, I literally pour my heart and soul to it, studying every single day for 3 hours, and then I felt like I'm the man. You know, I can. I feel a little bit more proud of myself. I feel good. It's a sense of achievement. And what else? Well, talking to people. I've been able to, walk up to girls. I've been able to go on dates. I've been able to get a girlfriend, past girlfriend, not currently, but I've been able to get a girlfriend. I've been able to just start up conversations with people like on a street. Yes, I can. And then you feel a bit more confident. So if you're in a very low state where you feel like you just can't do anything, look at the things that perhaps you could. Perhaps there's a chance that you could. So it's not about just like things that are so seem so like alien to you and so hard that it's fucking almost like impossible to do it. Well, take it down a notch. Take it down a notch and see what you can achieve. Like small things. I'm talking about things that make you feel proud of yourself, sense of achievement, sense of, hey, I am a sophisticated, good, productive, amazing human. I am good, I am productive, I'm amazing. Take a look at me. I'm well put together. I'm just fucking well put together. That's what you want to achieve. And you can do that through simple stuff like going to bed early, waking up early every single time. Because if you wake up late, what does that reinforce? It's not positive reinforcement, it's negative reinforcement. It tells you that I am not disciplined, I am lazy, I procrastinate, blah, 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 blah. How do you feel? You feel terrible. But if you wake up early, how do you feel? Well, I have discipline. That's something good. I'm not lazy. I'm this, I'm this, right? So you keep up building these habits. And let me give you some examples that you can do right now. I want you to take notes. Take a pen and a piece of paper. Write them down. Or just take out your notes in a phone if you can. This is what I want you to do. Number one, schedule your time. So when you wake up and when you go to sleep, both early. Same time every night. Set an alarm, write it down on the piece of paper. Another thing I want you to do is a night routine and a morning routine. What does that entail? Well, it could be whatever you feel like is important to you. Let me share my routines. Well, my routine is pretty simple. I make my bed. My bed is done. Dim the lights. I go take a bath, hot bath, and I relax. I read a book in the bath. Okay. I brush my teeth, do my skincare routine, moisturizer. What else do I use? Just some skincare like products. Brush my teeth. Boom. Get some deodorant. Like make myself smell good, feel good. Just like fuck yeah, let's go to sleep. And then I take the book, read for a little bit, close the book, go to sleep. Right? I wake up. The morning routine now. I wake up, do the same thing but reversed. I make my bed. Wake up early, make my bed. Take a hot bath. You can take a cold shower if you want. That's something good to do also. I like to take a hot bath. And then I read a book. I read a book and force myself to do it. At least like maybe 5 pages, just something, just read, Even if I don't really have the time, I wake up a bit earlier to do it. Brush my teeth, do my skincare routine, boom, go to the gym. Alright, go to the gym, train, do that, get back home, do a nice meal, good meal, very rich in protein. Then take a bath again, skincare, ready for the day. Sometimes I work out in the evening. Doesn't matter. Just gotta work out, right? So again, these are the things. Now I've said it. Working out. That's the third thing I want you to write down. Is working out. You gotta work out every single day, like even 30 minutes. Lifting weights, getting strong. Gonna feel good. It releases feel-good hormones, and it takes down your stress hormone, which is cortisol. Takes it down. Physical exercise. It boosts your mood, and it lowers depression. There's your answer right there. So these are the things. Now, what else do you need during the day? Well, I would say two things, two major things that boost self-esteem is giving 100% of effort and socializing. What is 100% of effort? Well, I want you to work hard on something that makes sense to you to work hard on. So it could be studying, it could be your purpose, it could be starting a business, it could be just like your purpose. If you don't have a purpose, go look for it. because having a purpose is ultimately what's going to wake you up in the morning. It will make you stay up all night. Sounds bad, but it's like you just want it so bad and keep on striving, having that drive and keep on working consistently, and it makes you feel good because it feels like you have purpose in your life. So give 100% effort. Now, another thing, socializing. Well, I want you to make socializing a challenge. Okay, so what is socializing? Well, there's negative socializing and there's positive socializing. I want you to do the socializing that I like to call small exchanges of love. Sounds weird. Let me explain. I noticed this back in 2021 that when I was doing a lot of like approaching on the streets, I noticed that there was something about the socializing that just made me feel good sometimes. And what is it? Well, small exchanges of love is essentially when you talk to somebody and you can evoke good positive emotions in that person and in yourself, that is like an exchange of love between you two. Not saying love, love, but like love as in good emotions, positive energy. So you could call it the exchange of positive energy. I call it exchange of love because it feels like, yeah, it feels like good, you know? So I say exchange of love. Mostly because it started with me and just approaching one girl, and I felt like this strange love, you know? It's like you just feel good. So that's what you want to do. And like everybody you see on the street, you can kind of like talk to them and just like approach people, just start off conversations. Don't even think about it. Just talk and like make jokes and just like make them laugh or give compliments to people, and it's just gonna make them laugh. It's gonna make them uh have this sort of positive reaction, and then you feel positive back. Of course, talking with strangers can also give you negative reactions, can give you neutral reactions. What you got to do is a perfect practice to disconnect. Okay, so I've done it. It's like you talk to somebody, come in with positive energy, and they are like monotone, boring, like no 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 no. No. You like tell them a joke and you laugh, and they don't even laugh. What I used to do was like get in my head. I used to, when I was fragile, I used to get in my head and would be like, oh, they ignored me, they didn't laugh, oh, there's something wrong. Shut the fuck up, cut the negativity. What I do now, it's like I say something and then I just if there's no reaction, it's like I don't even give a shit. It's like I just ignore it and keep on talking. Like I say something, I tell you a joke, you don't laugh. I keep on talking, having a positive mood. I don't give a fuck, right? The more you don't give a fuck, the better you feel. The more you stop thinking, the better you feel. Why do all dumb people seem to be more happy? Genuinely, it's because they don't overthink. They don't sit there in their thoughts. They're on a surface level. That's what you want to do. This is the guide to build self-esteem and get out of a fragile state. Okay? Now, negative people. There's gonna be negative people always. What you can do, you can cut yourself out from this negative environment. It is very powerful to just cut off people. Again, it's the same practice, like I said, when you talk to somebody, come in with, like you bring your positivity out, put it on the table, they don't bring their positivity back to you. You don't get the reaction that you want. And in fact, you might get a negative reaction. So what you want to do is just like not give a shit. Learn to put that stone wall down and you're like, yep. Or not even yup, like what the fuck was that? I mean, you just keep on talking, you don't give a shit. So, for example, I can give you another like thing. I used to be very shy, like in group settings. For example, people were talking, they were laughing, very like present and talking, and I would often be like just like listening and kind of zone out in the background, and I would want to say something. I would say it very, very like this, like not even confident, and they would just overpower me. They would fucking not even hear what I'm saying because I wouldn't even have a presence. So that's what you want to do, you know. That is very, very important. having that sort of presence. But if you don't have that presence, um, I would say just don't say anything. But if you say something, say it with confidence. Say it like loud and clear. Okay. And sometimes I would even talk, and people are just straight up ignoring me. What you got to do is you just got to keep on talking. Okay. You just got to realize that instead of thinking that there's something wrong with you, you can start to think there's nothing wrong. You just keep talking. Like just talk. Just talk. It's as simple as that. It's like it doesn't matter, right? Um, and yeah, and that would actually change a lot. Like I would start to realize, but this is a different subject. But like the less you speak, and the kind of more presence you have when you speak, the more people will respect you and listen to you. So if you're in a group setting and you never say anything, but you then say something, it's always valuable and it's always like very dominant and like present and good. If you say something like that, ultimately people are gonna listen. You demand respect, you demand attention, and you have always something important to say, right? So you become ultimately high value. This is just a side topic, side hack. Um, what else? I would say that if you're in a state, in a place in life where you are surrounded by negative people and you cannot cut them out, and like I said, friends, easy to cut out. Family, easy to cut out if you live alone. If you don't, if you live with them and you're forced to be with them, the only way you gotta do is detach yourself emotionally. Okay? So if you want to detach yourself emotionally from them, what you gotta do is make sure that you focus on this that I've been talking about. You just focus on improving, 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 because what tends to happen is you stop being in the driver's seat, stop being in control of your life, and you begin to focus on other people. That's when the shift happens. That's when you don't see any results. So that's what I would say and suggest. Um, I feel like I've covered pretty much everything. There's nothing more to cover when it comes to self-esteem. I've covered everything literally. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the like button. Check out the free community. I have a lot of different meal plans, workout plans, self-improvement courses for free. Get it. Don't forget it. See you in the next one.